Thanks for joining me at the Owensboro Public School System. Today we have a very special guest. I will go ahead and let him introduce himself, our new leader as superintendent at the Owensboro Public School System.
Well, my name is Nick Brake. I'm the new superintendent-elect here at the Owensboro Public School System. I'm very proud, honored, and looking forward to hitting the ground and getting to work.
Dr. Brake, just kind of first talk just a little bit about your background in education.
Well, I came to Owensboro about 20 years ago, a little more than 20 years ago, from the Cincinnati area where I grew up. And I spent 7 years when I came here at Davis County High School, taught history, social studies, humanities, government, economics, those kind of subjects. And also worked as an academic dean, worked as an assistant athletic director, worked as soccer coach, head soccer coach for about 5 years there. Competed against Dale Poole here at Owensboro. And he'll tell you that I have a winning record against him, which is an honor. So, and then I was promoted around 1998 to work at the district office. I served as the Director of Assessment Research Curriculum Development, worked with the state assessment program, and I worked in curriculum development over the district with primary emphasis in the secondary levels in high school. And I worked there for 5 years and really got to work closely with principals, got to work closely with elementary, middle, and high schools at that time, and then had an opportunity to go. I miss students. I love teaching. I love the time I had in the classroom. In a lot of respects, I really enjoyed my time at central office, but I missed, at that point, I missed the opportunity to work directly with students. So I had an opportunity to go to the Owensboro Community and Technical College, and I worked in a role that was really like a principal over 2 of their buildings, which were the vocational and technical school buildings at the time, the one on Frederick Street and the one that's behind Davis County High School. So I as a dean with those programs, worked with about 50 of the faculty members, managed the budget there, and also worked with the high school students. And we worked with a program called Discover College, which is still a program that our students benefit from today, which enrolls high school students at the college for dual credit. And we had from the technical vocational areas to the general ed areas. I think by the time I left there, we had about 1,100 high school students on campus on a regular basis. And so that program was a successful program, and it's a lot of fun being back in the classroom with students. I was able to take a faculty appointment and teach a little bit still, and also worked as an administrator. And from there, I was able to hold the position that I held right before the superintendency, and that's working with the Greater Owensboro Economic Development Corporation, where I worked on a community-wide basis, looking at ways that we can grow and sustain the local economy, remain competitive as a regional market. And that gave me the insight of working in the business world a little bit, gave me the insight in working with elected officials, working in Frankfurt and Washington, and public policy agendas and those sorts of things that I hope will serve us well at the district level at some point. So I've enjoyed that, but I'm really excited to be back in the world of education.
Absolutely. And
excited about being a part of this school system, a great school system, one with a lot of tradition, and one that I'm thrilled to have for my students, for my kids, and for all the kids in this area.
Sure. You mentioned, you do have, I know, a couple of kids in the school system, and obviously, they're in the school system now. You have selected Owensboro to put your kids in. So, kind of, what do you think that speaks about, taking over as superintendent? The fact that your own kids are in this school system.
Well, certainly, we made the decision over 10 years ago. I have a daughter, Anna Caroline, who is going to be a sophomore at Owensboro High School next year, and Nicholas is an 8th grader at Owensboro Middle. And so we've been affiliated with this district for over 10 years. Of course, when I was in education previously, I worked very closely with teachers, administrators through the years, and know a lot of folks in the system. And as counted the other day, there's about 14 or 15 faculty members or teachers in the district that I taught in high school that were, former students of mine. So, but yeah, we're vested here. We love the community. We love the schools here, and we've just had a great relationship as parents with the school district. So it's going to be a challenge at times, but it's also going to be very exciting to be involved
Sure.
with the school system while they're here.
Kind of talk just a little bit about, obviously you're very aware of what's going on in the school system right now, the technology initiative. What do you think Owensboro is doing really well right now? What is OPS, what are they really excelling in right now in your mind?
Well, this school system has really created several niches that I think are being recognized, in a lot of different ways, and one certainly is the one-to-one technology, having the Apple computers for all students, and the integration of instruction with the one-to-one technology is a definite strength. Certainly, the fine arts program is a great draw for students. We have a lot of students that are interested in it, and a lot of our own students in this school district benefit from arts instruction. And it's not even so much to be a professional in that field one day, but the benefit in being able to perform, to having that creative opportunity, to having that as something that builds their process of learning and helps build their brain, and certainly helps to create the well-rounded whole student approach to education, which is a strong point, I think, for this school district, and certainly a core part of my educational philosophy.
These next couple months, kind of what is your goal as far as, really just taking over? I mean, is this a learning process for you right now? What over the next couple months, how will you be spending your time?
Well, I've already started. It's end of May now, and I've started by sitting down and listening to folks, hearing where they are, what's happening in the school system, putting my finger on the areas that the people like, the direction that they like the school system is headed in, and also look at areas that where we might need to look at making some changes, or some areas that maybe they have some concerns about the future for the school system. Certainly there are every organization has those types of challenges. Sure. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time talking to people, listening to people, and trying to identify some things that are going to be areas where we need to put our focus. Obviously, a lot of strengths that we'll continue to focus on, like the arts that we've always focused on. So,
as far as being the president of the EDC, how do you think that job has set you up as far as being prepared? What skills did you learn from that, or are you obviously currently learning that you think will be beneficial to the school system?
Well, obviously I've worked a lot with media. I've worked a lot from a community development, public role. So those facets that are part of the job as superintendent, interfacing with the community, working with the general public, working with the media, working for a board. I work for a board of directors, and of course the Board of Education is the governing body of this school district. So fortunate to have a great board to work for, and look forward to that. But having that larger community perspective, I think, is beneficial. Workforce development and looking at the end of the educational spectrum here, from high school to career and college, are things that I think I can bring some perspectives to the district, from not only working from the business side of things, but also from working as a former college administrator, understanding that transition to college and that transition to the workplace.
How lucky do you think OPS is, as far as, you look at our fine arts wing, you look at, 5th through 12th graders having
Absolutely.
these MacBook Airs. I mean, how fortunate do you think the school system is to have stuff like that?
Yeah, this school system is, and I've visited schools all around the world, literally, and very involved in education for a number of years, a 22-year career, been directly involved 16 years, and even in the last 7 years I've been highly involved in a lot of aspects of education. And this community in general, but more specifically the Owensboro Public Schools really is a jewel. You know, as I toured the district when I was applying for the job, I got to visit every school, got to talk with a lot of teachers, and certainly spend some time with every principal. And the level of commitment, the level of passion, and the interest that our staff, instructors, leaders, have for every child in this district is something that just overwhelmed me, and it confirmed that yes, I'm really at heart somebody that needs to be in the education business.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking forward to getting to know more of our staff, and also reacquainting myself with some that I haven't seen for a while, and providing some leadership for the continued success and the long tradition that this district has had.
I was going to say that was going to be my next question. Do you see yourself as somebody that is going to be in the schools, looking, meeting people, shaking hands, meeting the kids?
Yeah, I spent a little time with Dr. Vic, who I admire and have worked closely with over the years, but I spent a little time with him in his office the other day, and it's a dark office with no windows, so I'm going to probably spend some time in the school,
sure,
just to get some daylight at times. So, I obviously there are certainly going to be administrative pools that will keep me in the office sometimes, right. But my intent is to be as visible and to interface with the folks at the school level, the principals, and there's no question about where the where the learning takes place, and it takes place between a student and the teacher, and doing everything that we can to help provide the path for success for teachers to be able to reach the students that they have to work with, whether it's the resources or the level of training or the commitment to them doing the good job that they do. I think it's something that I'm going to look forward to being a part of, and do everything I can to make sure that they have what they need to be successful.
Absolutely. Well, is there anything else, kind of, your time to talk? Is there anything that you'd like to say to the public, to our teachers, our students, our parents out there on 73 Lane?
Well, again, that it's just an honor and a privilege to be associated with the school system. I've been a long admirer, certainly now the last 10 years as a parent. I look forward to serving every student, every parent, every faculty member and administrator of this district. And I'm looking forward to meeting with everybody, talking with everybody, listening. And certainly, I'm very excited to be back in the world of education, and I'm looking forward to continuing the long tradition that this school system has had over the years as a winning school system in so many different ways.
Well, Dr. Brake, we appreciate you coming on and opening you up to the public, and kind of putting a name with the face. I
appreciate that, and I appreciate everything you do for the schools as part of the team.
No problem. Well, of course, we always want to thank Dr. Brake for coming on, and I'm sure you'll be seeing him more in the next few weeks, especially when he takes over as leader of our school system. For the Owensboro Public School System, I'm Dave Kirk. Thanks for watching.